So this was another question you guys asked about. It's wanting me to write a function for the graph, but I want you to do it as a transformation of y equals 2 to the x. So before I start, I guess I'm just going to graph y equals 2 to the x. And what I know, that's a parent function. I know that I can go ahead and plot points just by plugging in x values, right? Like 1 gets me 2, 2 gets me 4, -1 gets me -1/2, -2 gets me -1/4. And so I can go ahead and graph that. Now I'm just doing this so we can kind of see. Now, if I go ahead and look for some differences, what do I notice happened? Well, that blue one, I don't really like where it is, right? I guess I wish that it had the x-axis as an asymptote. So I'm just going to go ahead and shift it down by 1 because that would make that, go down there. And so if I did that, I would have this as the asymptote, and this would now cross at -4, right? And actually this point too, right here, that would go down at -2, which is kind of nice. All right. So now there's numerous ways. Ooh, that last part I don't really like because it shouldn't cross it. It should actually do it now. There's numerous ways. So basically I have to realize that in the end I need to shift it up by 1, right? That's what I'm going to need to do. But what I notice is from the orange to that blue one that I just created, I noticed that it definitely got reflected over the y-axis. Sorry, over the x-axis. Reflected over the x-axis. I also noticed that if I reflected it over the x-axis, that this point would end up being here, but it's not. It actually gets, it almost looks like it's getting, stretched. Right, because then this point would actually go here, and it's not. And then this point really would go here, and it's not. So if I actually were to reflect it, what I would get is I would get a graph that looks like this. And there's multiple ways I can see it. To the blue one way that I could see it is it looks like I need to stretch it by, well, let's see, I need 1 to become 4, -1 to become -4. I need -2 to become, well, something way down there. I need -1/2 to become -2, right? Right in there. So that stretch it by a factor of 4. And that would get me my blue, and then I just need to shift it up by 1, right? Shift up 1. So what that means for me is that I'm just going to take y equals 2 to the x, and I need to reflect it over the x-axis. So I'm going to multiply it by negative. I need to actually, and let's go ahead and give myself some room, y equals 2 to the x. And reflect it over the x-axis, so I need to multiply it by a negative. I need to stretch it by a factor of 4, so I need to multiply it by a positive, or by 4, right? And then it became a -4. And then I need to shift it up by 1 unit, so I need to add 1 at the end, right? Because that would shift it up. And this is one way I could see it. There are other ways to see this. Another way that I could have seen this is that pink one. So if you look, that pink one, if I shifted it back 2 units, I would actually end up getting exactly what I wanted. So another way that I could have seen it is that, yes, it is indeed reflected. Yes, it is indeed lifted up by 1. But I'm actually shifting, I want to shift that pink one. I want to shift 2 to the x units, 2 units to the left. So if I add 2 there, then that would shift it where I wanted to. And so that would be another function that I could have written for this.